Okay, you're asked to solve a quadratic trig equation, this one right here. And usually when you solve quadratic equations, you factor after you've got it set equal to 0, or you use the quadratic formula, which you could in this case. And just to review, so you see it without the trig function in it, if you had x squared minus 2x minus 3, it would factor this way. You can double check that by multiplying these back together using FOIL. So that's indeed the factoring. So here, if we let this capital X equal the tangent of theta, here's how that trig equation factors. And now when two algebraic or arithmetical expressions are equal to 0, the product is equal to 0, then either one of them has to equal 0 or the other one has to equal 0. So tangent of theta minus 3 equals 0 implies that the tangent of theta equals 3. Tangent of theta plus 1 equals 0 implies that the tangent of theta equals minus 1. So theta is equal to any angle that has a tangent of 3, inverse tangent of 3. Or theta can be any angle that has an inverse tangent of -1, or any angle that has a tangent of -1, I should say. Okay, so what are the angles that have a tangent of -1? Well, tangent is 1 for a 45-45 right triangle, because we know that the legs are equal, 1 over 1, but we want the tangent to be -1. So that implies either the second quadrant or the fourth quadrant. And these are what we call the reference angles. And so this angle right here is 180 minus 45, or 135. And this angle in the revolution from 0 to 360 is 360 minus 45, or 315. For the angles that have a tangent of 3, you've got to use a calculator. So the inverse tangent of 3 in degrees is about 71.6. And that's in the first quadrant. But the tangent is also positive in the third quadrant. So we have to add 71 to 180 to get this angle right here. Okay, so there are the 4 angles between 0 and 360 that satisfy this equation. And if you wanted to verify on Desmos, you could set up a function like this. F of x equals tangent squared of x minus tangent of theta. That's this blue graph. And then also graph the line y equals 3. And you would see that these are the point of intersection of these two functions, f of x equals tangent squared x minus 2x and y equals 3. You can see the y coordinates are all 3. Okay, there you go. Hope that helped. If you have any questions, post a comment.